Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return back again with round 8 of the F223 Ollie Bearman career mode. Yes, we're back today with the Austrian GP sprint race. If you missed out on the feature race today, if you missed out on the sprint race that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking out a rather dramatic race here from the Spielberg circuit. But yeah, 9 points back behind Brad Benavides as we head into the feature race today. It doesn't look like we're going to see the crazy conditions that we did in the sprint, but hopefully we can try and bring out a good strategy that can bump us up the order.
Here we are amidst the dense forest and rolling hills of Spielberg in Austria, just 2 hours out of Vienna. It's an amazing destination for the race today, and we're about to get started. Spielberg is a very short lap, one of the shortest we'll see in this Formula 2 championship. 7 rights and 3 lefts make up the 10 corners of the circuit. The left-hand kink of turn 2, leading into the uphill braking of turn 3, represents another overtake hotspot. With that then, let's run through the grid order. A fantastic effort from Dennis Hauge yesterday puts him on pole position, with Richard Verschoor alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Deruvala, Dewan, Brad Benavides, Cordial, Novalak, Vesti, Martins, Juan Manuel Correa, Fittipaldi, Owasso, Isaac Hadjar, Arthur Leclerc, Crawford, Nissani, Pourchaire and Ralph Boschung. Miney, Maloney, Bearman and Roman Stanek completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Alongside me today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to roll down. They'll need to make an impact in the early stages, and they're probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
Right, well here we are then, trackside for the Austrian GP feature race then, the second and final race of the weekend, and it looks like everyone wants to go aggressive on this strategy, wants to try and be quick on these softer tyres towards the end of the event, and who can blame them, of course. If a safety car comes out, then we can easily try and mix things up. But yeah, to be honest though, for us, starting at the back of the field, we definitely cannot do that strategy. I wondered why the game wasn't telling me off. We may as well go against it. We may as well go against the grain here and try to leapfrog our way up the order. You know, if we get an early safety car or something like that, then maybe we can take a set of the medium tyres to the end of the GP. But 5 red lights then here in Austria. And it's going to be a lights out, and away we go there. Pretty clean, tidy start, but we'd certainly hope so, as Roy Nissani loses out to Ralph Boschung down into turn 1. The outside line worked for me yesterday. Oh, it almost didn't there as Boschung tried to cover me off. He won't get there, though. We'll go around the outside there, so a carbon copy of the move we were able to pull off yesterday. Then Boschung, though, still, he went around the outside of Arthur Leclerc and is going to fight me for it as we make our way up the hill, down the inside of Isaac Hadjar and maybe real champion Teo Pourchaire. There as Martins and Crawford trade some paint at the top of the hill. But yeah, that again has been a really, really good start here. But exactly what we needed this weekend, as Martins is going to try and defend, and Crawford there, he's going to swing in defensive. We will go down the inside of the pair of them though. Crawford is going to get a little bit squeezed out there. We're still side by side with Victor Martins off the exit of the corner. Can we go right away around the outside? He again is going to try and trade paint with another driver. But around the outside we will go up into P12 then. So once more, 9 places made up on the opening lap of the GP. But this time round, we had to go for it. We're on a much softer compounded tyre. We need to get up inside that top 10. Well, anyone that has been around this channel for a long enough time will know that I'm not afraid to get my elbows out later on in the GP, and that's exactly what we're going to have to do when we're on the harder stage of the tyres. Definitely still want to avoid that curb. Wasn't too bad in the wet, but in the dry, yeah, it is absolutely lethal, as I think you're just trying to carry a bit too much speed off it. But yeah, Clement Novalak, Enzo Fittipaldi now between us and the points. Think about having a look down the inside of the Frenchman. Not too sure what his plans are for 2024 there, as Fittipaldi just runs a little bit wide through the final corner. But Hauger, yeah, one of the stars yesterday, able to make some moves once again. Looks to be very, very quick here. As Novalak even doesn't know whether he's defending or attacking on the run back down in towards turn 1. But I imagine we're probably going to have a grip advantage till about lap 5. So we have absolutely got to utilise it here, as here goes Novalak then, potentially to the inside of Fittipaldi in front of him. We will go down the inside. Clemon's going to not go for it. We absolutely will there, and up then into P11 of this feature race. Oh, getting a really nice run on Enzo Fittipaldi down in towards the final sector. Trying to have a look down the inside. Brazilian gave me a lot of room. We did have a good battle yesterday in the sprint, and we're going to have another one today, but this time round we're going to make it through a lot easier. A little bit of understeer through that final turn, but we're up into the points. Come on then, Yuma Owasa. Let's see what you've got once again. A lot of cars battled with so far this weekend, but Austria really does open itself up to it. So we're trying to look the long way around the Dams car there, all over the curb and on the exit of the corner. We're going to have the inside for the next couple of turns, but will Owasa try and hang on to it? Round the outside he'll go. And yeah, not quite got the grip there around the outside, and we know we can get the car in front and then just slide across his front end there. Juan Manuel Correa, the man that almost denied me yesterday, next on the old hit list. Is he already looking to pit? No, just wanted to break the toe. So there we go, new fastest lap of the day. That's exactly what we need. But yeah, I don't think we'll be picking up that bonus point this afternoon. Well, I said it would be about lap 6 that our advantage kind of disappears, and it looks to be the case. We're able to hang close to Correa at the moment, but not able to find a way around the Van Amersfoort car. Will we potentially be able to get the power down up the hill? Again, we stay a lot closer. We might try and send it on the VAR as we make our way back down in towards turn 4. Can we spring a surprise? Yes, we will. Make sure we get the car slowed down there. Heave him some room, but we'll make it through. And we're up into P8 then of this GP, making good progress early on. Fred Vesti up next. But when do I box? Well, we know every extra lap we can do on these softs in the early stages makes our second half of the race just that little bit easier to defend from the medium runners. I want to try and get to the end of lap 9 on these tyres, but we are certainly starting to lose sight of the cars in front. Oh, yellow's out. Someone's got issues. This would be the perfect time for a safety car for us, but might not damage the AI too badly either. Who is it? I think it's a Dams car. I want to say Arthur Leclerc, but I could be wrong. Is it Arthur Leclerc? Do I know my FIA Formula 2 as well as I thought I did? He's not breaking down yet. He still doesn't want to give up on it. It is Arthur Leclerc, though, who's out of this GP. Will that bring out a safety car, though? It doesn't look like it will. That could have been perfect for us. And there is the stricken Dams car at the top of the hill, but Winnie's trying to have a look past our teammate. Still got good pace at the moment. These tyres haven't quite hit the cliff just yet. Yeah, we seem to get one lap where I'm very, very quick again, and then the next one we seem to struggle a whole lot more, but yeah, I'm sure Vesti would have been told either get out of the way or get on with it over the last couple of laps, but we're boxing anyway now, so it's not going to make a whole heap of difference. Maybe if we could try and get a good run on him here, we might have been able to get down the inside, ready to make our way into the pit lane, but I don't think it's going to happen. So into the pits we come then. So I can see, yeah, Fred Vesti there, desperate. Just try and make sure he hung it around the outside. But yeah, these next couple of laps then could be critical for the rest of our GP. Make sure we get the car slowed down, ready for the 37 miles an hour that is the pit lane. But yeah, obviously first box as well for Prema, so another reason why it was ideal that we don't potentially get jumped by cars in the pits. And let's go racing once again then. Pretty much now at half distance of the event. Zane Maloney's still a couple of seconds up the road, but now we've got to pray that we don't get a safety car. At least don't get a safety car until the AI of pit. But yeah, the pits we go. Easy, easy, easy. Such a horrible pit lane here. Well, tyres have heated up rather nicely, so we should still have a couple more laps where we got a bit of an advantage over the AI. Obviously just on the much, much fresher tyres, but yeah, lay it on here. We are going to be defending for all my worth for every position, just to try and score a couple of points. Oh, there we go, Fred Vesti into the pit lane then. So that is kind of our benchmark to see if we've done well over this sort of window where the AI pitting and we have already come back out. Will we have deployed an undercut potentially on my teammate? Yeah, see, we might see as well a lot of the AI tripping over each other in the pit lane, which would be super useful for us just to gain a couple of extra seconds to help us out in the second half of the event. But yeah, out of the final turn then. Where is Fred Vesti going to be? I can see him heading back out of the pit lane. We've got the jump on my teammate. And of course, all the AI got cold tyres as well. So we're going to slot back in right alongside Brad Benavidez. They're, of course, championship leader. And are we going to potentially be able to get a run on Amaury Cordial as we make our way up the hill? The AI still cold rubber. So we've got to try and capitalise their big, bold lunge down the inside of the Belgian. And are we going to be able to keep the nose there? He's going to really, really squeeze me as we make it to the top of the hill. No idea what the livery is on that Virtuosi, but down the inside we'll go. And there we go. That's really important. We've put a car between myself and Brad Benavidez. It might only be worth it for a couple of laps. But yeah, now is time to get the elbows out. All of our other cars then into the pit lane. So we make our way onto lap 13. Pretty much 2/3 race distance now. And we're going to be up near the podium at the moment. So this has gone really nicely for us up to now. We're going to try and get some slipstream on Jack Doohan as Richard Verschoor, yeah, has got the better of both of those MP Motorsport cars. So it is all the orange cars fighting at the front. Here comes Amaury Cordial though, in towards turn 3 even. As Cordial there tries to have a look around the outside, but again we have much superior traction there. And now his teammate, Jack Doohan, is going to give me a nice little bit of DRS as well, just to help me out. Jay Deruvla, there we go, that's my fastest lap gone. We are 1.5 seconds quicker there. Here comes Cordial again, down the inside of turn 1, and not a lot we can really do. We'll try and play strategic, but he's got the DRS as well off the corner. So Brad Benavidez now, I'm sure, will be trying to fancy his chances. Still tucked up in the slipstream of Cordial, though. Here comes Benavidez, though, down the inside. Up the hill, he's going to have a look down the inside as well of Amaury Cordial there. Fred Vesti as well trying to look for it, and that was almost an audacious double overtake by the young American here. Now he's going to try and have a look to the outside of Amaury Cordial as we make our way back down the hill. Can we try and potentially work this in our favour still? This is great battling at the moment, but we just get a big wobble off the corner, and Brad Benavidez is through and up into P5, and it's those kind of moves that will make you an FIA Formula 2 champion, will showcase your talents to the Formula 1 teams. But for us, we're just trying to hang on. Dennis Hauger goes even quicker that time round, so clearly both MP Motorsport cars are flying, and Richard Verschoor is going to have his work cut out towards the end of this thing. There goes Fred Vesti down the inside. No! Fred's parked it on the apex and we've picked up front wing damage, and that might be really, really bad for us in the second half of this GP then. To the outside will go our teammate, the last person you want to collide with in FIA Formula 2. And yeah, that damage I'm sure will cost us in the second half of the event there. Go Colleen around his outside though, at the top of the hill, but I'm sure he won't be done just yet. Here comes Fred Vesti again. Not quite able to make the move work, but now we're going to have to really see how the car sits through the twisty bits. What is Fred Vesti doing there? Down the inside he goes. And again, trying to get the elbows out with us. We got another car trying to look down the inside. That's Fittipaldi. How many battles have I had with him this weekend? But Fred, surely, just work with me, man. Give me some slipstream around the rest of the lap there. Luckily, there's only a couple of left-handers even, because that is obviously where the damage is really costing us. But out of the final corner, we've got Fittipaldi still waiting in the wings. We've got a big scrap of cars going up the road, though. That is both Invicta Virtuosis and our championship leader, Brad Benavidez. There are battles going on everywhere. Oh, look at that. Bit of understeer at the top of the hill. Enzo Fittipaldi fancies his chances. Will again just about get the nose around the outside, though. As yeah, I think that's got to be Doohan and Brad Benavidez side by side for a very long time. Benavidez now up into P4. I thought maybe if they hold each other up a bit more, we could try and hang with this group. This is the problem we've got now with that damage. 4 laps to go. And whenever we lose to another car by turn 4, we're just going to keep dropping time to them, I think. Yep, looks like Fittipaldi has been strategic with the DRS. But he won't be strategic with his line through turn 1 there. We will say thank you very much and get back underneath the Rodin Carlin car. Here he goes though again, back up the hill. Clement Novalak as well trying to get involved in this scrap. As long as we can defend up to turn 4, we might have a chance. 3 laps to go. We are counting down the laps agonisingly once again, just like we were in the sprint race yesterday. Enzo Fittipaldi back down the inside will go. We'll try and keep him defensive up the hill. Fittipaldi will make it by, but we will make sure we're strategic with the DRS. We'll try and get a run off the top there. You can see Iwasa and Novalak duking it out a little bit further back. Clement Novalak clearly struggling late on in the day, as Fittipaldi there will force him right down to the inside again as we make our way down the hill, but we just have not got the grip off the corner. Fittipaldi will say thank you very much, and we knew the strategy we'd gone with today was going to be a brave one. We're going to finish down in 21st unless things go disastrously, but we need to try and hang on, and it's through these corners that we're losing all the time. We do a pretty good job that time round. We just need to try and stay in his DRS. Come on then, Fittipaldi, help me out. Still just trying to claim that little bit of free time off him. I know we probably won't be able to get a run back on the Brazilian unless he gets a big mistake, and it's going to be us, the ones making a mistake there at a turn 1. Iwasa, another Red Bull Junior, just lining up, ready to pounce and take the place off me if he can. We're not going to have any DRS off of turn 3. So we just lock the rears there slightly. We're sliding all over the place late on in the day, and this might be Iwasa's opportunity. Again though, doesn't look like he can get the power down. We've just got to try and defend for one more lap. Rounding our way through the final corners, one more lap to go here from Spielberg in what has been yet another dramatic Formula 2 race. This track really just lends itself to great racing here, as here comes Iwasa. I'm going to be really cheeky. I'm going to make sure we claim the DRS there. Try to force him off the line down at turn 1, but he actually gets his elbows out. I think Iwasa knew what I was trying to do there. We'll say thank you very much. He's going to leave us under pressure from Clement Novalak behind me. So we make our way back up the hill. Will we be able to have a look down the inside of Iwasa? No. But Novalak is certainly going to have a look down the inside of myself there. Bobbles over the curbing. We have to give him room on the exit of the corner. And Iwasa, the DRS though, still super useful on this final lap of the GP. We are going to be defending right to the bitter end here. The same, I think, must be said for Richard Verschoor at the front of the field. It looks like, unless something crazy happens, he is going to do enough to give Van Amersfoort the win that they lost out on yesterday. But as we make our way through the final few corners here, it was another brave strategy that we've had to pull off. I think it was probably the right way to go. We were absolutely flying in the early laps, but knew we'd lose places and time towards the end of the GP. Richard Verschoor is going to be back on the top step of a Formula 2 podium, but through the final couple of corners, starting from the back of the field in both races, we are going to pick up points in both the feature race and the sprint. Fantastic job done by the boys. That is going to be P10.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A great win then for the Van Amersfoort team today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
It was down to one thing: consistent pace over everyone else out there on the track. We could spend a great deal of time talking about race and tire strategy, what else occurred on the track, but at the end of the day, the difference here was down to simply being faster on track than everyone else. Amazing skill on show.
And it's time now for the podium celebrations, and how well deserved is this one? This is a team all about giving talented young drivers an opportunity to race and to win. Van Amersfoort are your winners here today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Brad Benavides, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, go for.
I have to give it to Richard Verschoor. He really owned the circuit out there. Incredible.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams Championship. MP Motorsport move to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Van Amersfoort's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. That's the end of today's race. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure you'll agree it was a great race and sets us up nicely for the next instalment in a few weeks' time. Take care. From Davide and I, it's goodbye.
Well, there we are then, the end of the F2 sprint race here from Spielberg. Sorry, the feature race even. And it is Richard Verschoor that picks up the dub there. Jan Aruvula and Dennis Hauger barely behind him there. The top three covered by 0.6 of a second. But that being said, for us to only lose out on 2 points to Brad Benavides this weekend, starting at the back of the field, we really had to go for it, and happy with the results we were able to claim there. It does mean championship-wise, Amory Cordeal does re-jump me, but yeah, we'll stay ahead of Enzo Fittipaldi after a good weekend's action there. The gap down to 18 points as we head into our home GP of Silverstone next time out there. Further down the order, Fred Vesti, some good points there, bumps him up into P14. Exactly what we want to see. And yeah, hopefully he can try and help us out in the Constructors fight, because MP Motorsport now at the top of the table. But yeah, we're still locked into that battle with Van Amersfoort PHM and Carlin. And I think we'll rage on throughout a lot of the season. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon when Formula 2 returns ready for the British Grand Prix. You guys do not want to miss that. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise, and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.